Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing a review on the brand new CoverGirl Trunaked Smoky palette. This caught my eye in the drugstore. I did a few swatches and I thought, I have got to try it. So I did in this video. If you're interested in seeing the results, they are going to shock you. So I recommend you sit around, grab a snack, and keep watching because the video is coming up right now. I was like, is this going to be the best drugstore palette I've ever seen? Find that out today. I'm going to swatch these for you. This is what the palette looks like. You've got some really pretty glitter, duochrome shades, some shimmers, and some mattes. So I'm going to prime my eyelids with the Instant Age Rewind, which is a great concealer for those of you who have not tried it yet. It just really does the trick. It's not too thick. Just thought I would zoom you guys in a little so you can actually see what I'm doing. Wow, I just dropped the palette and it didn't even break. So far, this palette's pretty good, I must say. Like, when does that ever happen? I feel so scatterbrained today. I don't know what's going on. Namaste. In bed.
My eyes are primed.
I am going to go into this white shade here. Dusty AF. I'm just going to use this as my base. Yeah, just by like prep, all you have to do is really just press lightly into the palette. You don't have to swirl your brush into it or anything. So there isn't really like a medium shade color to kind of build in your crease. So I'm going to have to jump right into this deep gray color and hope for the best. So it is pigmented. It's a little patchy, but I'm going to try to build it up slowly so it's not like too much. It's building up really nicely. So I just moved into this apartment, and since I moved in, I'm having issues with parking. So I have a baby, I'm a single mom. In this building, there isn't even like a handicapped parking space. And when I moved in, I was told that I have to pay for my parking. I thought that was kind of shitty, but I agreed to it, obviously, because I have a car and I have to park my car. It's kind of weird though, because it's not downtown, so I'm kind of confused as to why I have to pay for it. Manager shows me my parking space, and it's literally like 3 blocks away from my house. So I found this really weird, very annoying, because when you're a single mom with groceries and a baby and a diaper bag and your own purse and all this stuff, it's like you don't want to have to walk 5 blocks plus get into the apartment with your kid with all this stuff. So to me, that was pretty annoying. So I started making a complaint about how like I prefer to be closer. It's impossible for me to live like this. Why should I pay this amount if I'm, you know what I mean? So I started, trying to request that I move. And during this time, I had nowhere to park. I waited and waited, and I kept being told, yes, this new space will come up and you'll be able to use this. But I'm still waiting for the girl to respond. She said tomorrow she'd move, but then she never moved and I never heard anything. So I got 3 tickets in total because I parked out front of the building, and the city allows you to park just for 2 hours out front. So I've gotten 3 tickets. Then I started getting letters from management saying that I owe them money. So this in mind. So when I first moved in, not just like first and last month's rent, but also parking. That was like whatever. But then I realized like I just paid for a full month of parking that I didn't even use. I literally didn't park in that space once. And I'm getting complaints that I have to pay for this new month for parking when I've never even used the space. I'm actually parking on the city's property and getting tickets, but yet I owe you money.
So I was living at this point.
Like I'm pretty much broke all the time. So that frustrated me. So finally, I contact the person above this girl. This girl is great. So there's nothing wrong with her. She's trying her best to help me and whatever. It's just like she wasn't really getting anywhere. So I finally talked to the actual apartment manager and I expressed my issues, and he started saying, well, you got to pay or you're going to get your parking revoked. And I was like, but why am I paying for what? Like, I don't understand. And I need a spot. Not only do I have a baby, but I have 2 disabled parents. One is my stepdad and one is my mom. And I actually have my mother's sticker for my car because when she's with me, we can use the disabled parking space. And that was another thing I expressed to these people. Anyways, after $200 in tickets, and me feeling like a douche by complaining so much, I finally got a spot, and it is the best spot in the house. The guy who manages the building gave me his personal spot, and I was like, holy shit, like that's great, thanks so much. And I was super excited and I'm super grateful. Then I'm coming home one day and I see the manager girl and she says, she's in my spot and she goes, oh, I'm gonna move soon, don't worry. And I said, oh God, don't worry, but I'm leaving right away. I'm just throwing my garbage out, I'm going again. And she goes, oh, by the way, you need to take a different spot. It's gonna take his spot back because all the tenants are complaining. And I was like, what do you mean the tenants are complaining? They're complaining that you took his spot. So I'm thinking, why the is that anybody's business? And I didn't really believe it at first. I was like, are these people trying to mess with me? Anyways, turns out I called him and he said, yeah, people are upset because it's my spot and everybody's trying to have my back. And it's like, but I didn't fight you for it. You gave it to me. You know, I didn't ask him for his spot. So then I had to move again. I have just been up to my ears in frustration as far as this parking thing. Sorry, I'm like still blending this. Let's just say it was really annoying. And I do have a spot closer than I was. So that's like the moral of the story, I guess. You guys don't have to sit around and let people just like take advantage of you. If you think something's unfair or not being properly taken care of, then stand up for yourself. You have no reason not to. No one's gonna look out for you better than you. So that's the moral of the story. I'm glad I said something. I'm glad I finally like really put my foot down because I would have been screwed. The girl kept telling me, well, everybody's frustrated. Nobody has a good spot. There's a guy in crutches 24/7 who has no spot. And I'm thinking like, this is ridiculous. Like I don't think that they're running things properly, but I think they're very nice people. And I think that's where they're getting kind of things mixed up because they're trying to do the best for everybody, but it's just not working. That was a ramble and a half. So far, it's a little patchy and I don't know if it's me or if it's the actual shadows. So I'm gonna grab another brush. I'm gonna go back into the white color and try to blend it out with a more like rough brush and see if it blends a bit better. It's like catching on to my like, I don't know if it's visible, but it's very patchy. I'm gonna go into this like really pretty purple color and I'm going to put that in my crease as well, but more focusing on the lower part of the crease. And this is just to kind of give it some more depth. This is a bit of a shimmer, so it's not always recommended to put a shimmer in your crease, but honestly, I want to try as many colors as I can for you guys because I am reviewing this, so I want to be as thorough as possible. Yeah, it doesn't really come across as a shimmer here, so that's good. It's kind of blending in as if it's a matte. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of the white and a little bit of the gray, and I'm just going to blend that out. Now I'm gonna go into this actual like full black shade here. Yeah, it's fully matte. Just gonna stamp that into my outer V. And if you're doing this tutorial at home, it's okay if you get some fallout under your eyes. I didn't do my foundation for this reason exactly because I can wipe it away. These are all really dark colors, so you want to be able to feel like you can blend freely without worrying about any fallout. And I know this looks like a mess right now, but when it's all done, it'll make more sense, I promise. So far, guys, I'm actually pretty impressed with this. It's blending pretty nicely. It's a little bit chalky, like there is fallout. So that's something you have to be aware of, especially when you're using such dark colors. I'm so tempted to use this like shimmery, but I really want to use this too. I think what I'm going to do now is brush away some of that excess and I'm going to do a cut crease so that we can clean this area up and make it look nice and crisp. I'm going to go in to my favorite cut crease brush, which is my detailer brush, Real Techniques. I'm going to use my Master Concealer to cut my crease. I just put a little bit on my hand and then I go from there. So when you've got the basic cut down pat, because I'm working with such a dark color, I'm actually going to take some micellar water and a Q-tip and just erase all of this beginning portion here, just to make sure that none of the black pokes through. And then you just want to go back in with the concealer and reapply it. I'm just going to use my finger to press it in, make sure it's not creasy. So I have no idea how long my camera was off for, so yeah, we're just going to move forward. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this silver color because I just really want to use it, and I'm going to kind of stamp it so it makes a gradient from black to silver. I didn't set the concealer on purpose. I wanted the shadows to really stick. So now I think I'm going to take a flat shader brush. It's almost like a concealer brush, and I'm going to spray a little bit of Fix Plus on it. Take this first shade here, which is my favorite based on the swatches. It is so friggin' pretty. It's hard to see on camera, but it's like this duochrome, very opalescent. Now I'm just going to press some over the gray so it kind of transitions and looks like it fades into one another. And now I'm just going to take a clean brush, blend this out at the top. Okay guys, so I'm going to finish the rest of my face off camera, and then I'll be right back to give you my final thoughts. Alright guys, so I finished the rest of my face. I added a little bit of the same colors on my bottom lash line. Hope you guys liked the final look. I just think it's super boss. I think it's a really good night out look, and I had a lot of fun creating it. I've got to say, this palette is amazing. It is not at all what I expected. It's so pigmented, so blendable. Drugstore eyeshadow palettes are not usually my thing. I don't ever even dare bother because I've never really found one that I thought was good enough, in my opinion, but I am loving this. I'm so glad I tried it. What do you guys think about it? Did you think it performed well? Did you think it was hard to blend? Do you think you guys are gonna go buy it? In my opinion, I recommend it 110%. It's amazing. So CoverGirl, good job on this one. You really hit the nail on the head. I'm loving it. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell on your way out so you never miss a video. And yeah, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.